What are you doing, Dr. D. Nicola?
Well, I'm reading the Bible, and I'm reading it from a scientific point of view, but some things just don't make sense to me.
Well, to start out, you're not supposed to read the Bible from a scientific point of view. But what are you having trouble with?
Well, first off, in Genesis 1, it says that God created light first, and then created the sun and the moon on the third day.
Well, that's because the people back in the time period when the Old Testament was written wouldn't understand about outer space and our current science because they didn't have the same knowledge that we have today.
Also in Genesis 2, though, it says God created all animals and humans at the same time. How does that support evolution?
Well, the thing is, it's not supposed to support the theory of evolution. This is because if God were to reveal evolution to the people of that time period, they wouldn't have the same knowledge to understand it, and therefore they would think evolution would be fake, and therefore no one would want to follow the religion.
That is a good point in evolution, but also it says that how can fruit give knowledge?
Well, because the story is a myth, the fruit is meant to represent the knowledge that God would have. So this would represent that people would want to know what God knows, see what God sees, and do what God does.
That does make a lot of sense for giving off knowledge from the fruit. But one thing that really just doesn't make sense to me is how can women be created from man's rib?
Well, that's obviously a fake part of the story, but because it's a myth, that's representing that men would be equal to women.
You know what? Thank you. I really appreciate everything you've explained to me and did for me. I really now understand the Bible more as a theology point of view and not as just a science point of view. And with that knowledge, I can read the Bible more and understand it more and not have so many questions. So I do appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.